American Humane Hero Dog Awards is an annual award show on Hallmark Channel that recognizes America's most heroic dogs. And joining us now is the co-host of the show, Beth Stern, along with the 7 category winners who we will meet in just a minute. Beth, welcome to the show. We always love to have you.
Thank you for having me.
This is a big deal for us. We love when you're here.
Oh, thank you.
We love leading up to the American Humane Hero Dog Awards. This is a big deal. For those that don't know, this is your 6th year as co-host with James Denton, of course. Tell us about the award show.
Well, this is just a celebration of the roles that dogs play in our lives. I mean, come on. We all have had an animal. Well, we know we're animal lovers here at Hallmark Channel, aren't we? And all of the animals that we have are heroes. These are ones that have gone above and beyond. All over the United States, people have been submitting. These are dogs that have saved lives, changed people's lives, changed the world.
That's right.
And we are here to celebrate them. We're here to get emotional, and let's just honor them all. They're all winners, but of course there is the one winner that everybody all across the United States voted for, so that will be very exciting when we have the show, but they're all winners.
It's always such a great show, Beth. And you're right, bring your Kleenex, ladies and gentlemen. As a matter of fact, if you have your Kleenex now, they're going to come in handy because we're going to start meeting this year's
I can't wait. This is my first time meeting them too.
What? Oh my God, I'm so excited.
No, this is exciting for me too.
All right, well, let's kick it off with Lydia Crochet and Jeannie first. They are the winners of the therapy category. Come on in, ladies.
Come on in.
Come on in.
I mean, if this dog doesn't make you feel better, I don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Now, how has Jeannie inspired others to help them overcome adversity? I mean, obviously, she has 3 legs.
Right. She's amazing. I think she resonates with children who are amputees or who may feel a little bit different. She just bonds with them immediately, and the elderly, veterans. She's got her veterans dress on today.
It's beautiful.
This is where we go. We go to veterans' homes.
It's really important work. It really
Yes,
is.
It is.
And she visits children's advocacy centers.
That's right.
She does. She actually goes to counseling with children who are amputees.
And just seeing her on the couch, I mean, you can get, I mean, what the kids and what people, anybody would really kind of get. Look how she's just kind of snuggled right in there.
This is her all the time.
This is her all the time.
It's a perfect job for her.
She makes herself at home.
And she really helps to calm the children, but I mean, she calms everyone. She has a really special way about her.
She really does. She really does. She's a rescue, and from day one, she bonded with me, obviously, but she's always been meek and gentle and just a sweet nature. So we had her tested for a therapy dog and passed with flying colors. So
And she had to have her leg amputated because of an
did.
injury?
No, she had a little deformed foot, and it was amputated before I adopted her.
Okay.
So she's representing the therapy category.
The therapy
Yes.
category.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely, and doing a great job of it. I mean, just look at that face. I feel like I'm in therapy with her next. Okay, let's keep moving here. Next is Caroline Zindel and Sergeant Yeager, winners of the military category. Come on in and have a seat here, Caroline.
You want to come lean on me?
Sergeant Yeager, hi, buddy boy.
What a
He
sweet
served with
thing.
the Marines.
Yes.
And I know that your family adopted him after Sergeant Yeager's original handler was killed in action.
Oh, boy.
Tell us about the work that he does with veterans and his story a little bit.
So Yeager served 3 combat deployments, 1 in Iraq and 2 in Afghanistan. The last one was with the 2nd Battalion, 9th Marine Regiment. And on April 12th, 2012, he and his handler were blown up, and unfortunately his handler, Lance Corporal Abraham Tarwo, did not make it. And Yeager was awarded the Purple Heart for his injuries. And actually right now today he's wearing the collar that he wore during that explosion. And one of the Marines was gracious enough to reach out and send it to me. So I thought it was a really great tribute for him to wear on this trip and remember Abraham Tarwo and his sacrifice to our country. So
He's been given back in great ways since then.
Oh my
Tell
gosh.
us a little bit about some of the work he does with the veterans.
So Yeager actually is an ambassador for Project Canine Hero Foundation, and their main goal is to make sure that these working dogs are taken care of after their service. And so he's done a lot of work with them and just bring a lot of morale to the Marines and sailors. We spent some time living at the Richmond VA hospital for about half a year with our wounded warrior, and he brought a lot of morale to the spinal patients and people who are amputees, and just there is a lot of great morale that he and my children brought to that hospital. And
How did you learn that he was available for adoption? How did that come
So
about?
they actually are pretty secretive until you pick it up.
Yeah.
We didn't know until the day we adopted him. It was the fall of 2012. We got to hear about his story. And unfortunately, the widow was not able to take him, the widow of Abraham Tarwo. So it was just fortuitous that we were able to adopt him. And I just think it's something that we really want to remember, because if it were not for Abraham Tarwo's sacrifice, Jaeger would never have become my friend. None of us would know his story.
Right.
And somebody lost a lot. A widow will never kiss her husband again.
No.
A son will never wrap his arms around his daddy again. And I just think that that's something that we can't forget. And Jaeger is spreading his story for him.
Never forget.
Beautiful.
He's helping us
Thank you,
all
Caroline.
remember,
Thank you.
yes. And of course, our utmost thanks to all of our servicemen and women out there and to their families. It's a big deal.
Thank you.
I'm the wife of a veteran, so
Thank you.
it's very close to my heart. Oof, I love you, Jaeger. You're a cutie. All right, up next is Anna Barbosa with Gus. Now, they are the winners of the shelter category. Come on in, guys. Hi, Gus. Hi, Anna.
Hi, guys.
How are you? Oh, look at them.
How you doing, Gus?
This is a new category this year, and
Okay.
I'm extra thrilled about it.
Okay, great.
Now, Anna, I know Gus suffered a horrific injury to his head, and it looks like Jaeger is a big fan of Gus's.
Something's
wagging
happening.
his tail. And now Gus is raising awareness for the plight of homeless animals. How are you all doing so?
Well, Gus has a great knack of communicating and connecting with people. So we go to schools and we tell children and talk to them about having compassion for animals. So he does a great job connecting. We also go to the juvenile detention centers around Houston. And really our message is let's just be kind to animals. And if you see a stray animal on the street, which we see many in our city, we really want people to reach out for help and find the help that these animals need, because every dog needs a family. And so those who don't have families, we work hard to find them.
And when you rescued Gus, he was in bad shape, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in terrible shape. He was actually found as a stray in southeast part of Houston. He had a shoelace tied around his neck, and what we think happened was somebody probably tied this shoelace around his neck when he was a teeny tiny puppy, and he was abandoned. And as he grew up,
It never snapped.
it never snapped. Yeah, so he went through several surgeries, and he was able to overcome it. It was very scary and tenuous, you know, very dangerous surgeries, but he overcame it, and through it all, he was just a champ. He was
Imagine
just
the
an incredible
pain that he
dog.
was in for all that time.
For all that time, and all that time, he still had the perseverance, and he still had the willingness to trust.
And look at him.
And the gentleness.
And
Look
the
at this
gentleness,
doggy.
yeah.
He's such a lover.
And in all these cases, in the cases that we're going to hear more in just a second, it's incredible how turning these difficult circumstances into something so positive and helping others, and that really is the essence of what it's all about. So thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you, ladies.
Man, oh man, this is just incredible.
know.
Thank you
There's
for sharing
more.
your stories as well. There's more, exactly right. Get you some fresh tissues, as Beth has alluded to here, because when we come back, we'll be meeting our final 4 category winners, and their stories are just as incredible.
Come on back.
See you in a minute.
Amazing.
Welcome back, everyone. We are so excited to meet our final American Humane Hero Dog Awards category winners. And back with us is the co-host of the show, Beth Stern. Thanks for sticking around, Beth. Like we say, we're super
heartwarming.
excited about all these beautiful, beautiful, inspiring stories. The
goodness.
show, it just really emphasizes all of them. But what are you most looking forward to? Because I know this is your 6th time
Yes.
back as co-host.
Working with Jamie Denton,
Yeah.
of
And
he's
course.
great.
There you go.
But there's this new this new amazing thing that we did last year. We're going to repeat it again this year. It's a little adoption segment. So they're going to be adoptable dogs on set. And I get to hang out in the pen with them the entire time.
Oh my gosh, look at you there last year.
There I was in my.
cute.
Oh, I changed from my gown into my, and then I had to change back into my gown so quickly.
remember
but-
that.
And they all got adopted that night.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I
it
know
was
from a lot of people in
beautiful.
the audience. Yes, that
Yeah.
was so true.
Well
Thank
done,
you,
well
Beth.
done.
We're all looking forward to another wonderful show. You
Yeah,
guys
thank
are-
you both for participating.
Yeah, of course.
You guys
We're
are
so
awesome.
excited. We are going to be backstage with all these inspiring people and their doggies. We cannot wait for that. So why don't we meet some more of them, shall we? So next up, we have Dawn Rudolph and Leader Dog Lady. Now, they are the winners of the Guide Hearing category. Dawn, welcome. Thank you for being here.
us.
So Leader Dog Lady has been your sight dog for 4 years now. How has she changed your life?
I went from not wanting to go anywhere alone Every place I went, there was always somebody right by my side, or I stayed right there with them and hanging on to them. And since Lady came in to my life, Lady and I do everything together. We do things independently. We get on a plane and we fly wherever we need to go. We do Lions Club conventions and do school presentations to educate the kids about what's it like to be blind and visually impaired, the difficulties that we go through.
So she's allowed you independence.
Wow.
Yeah. So basically, the word is I can, and the word I can't is taken out of the vocabulary. And I always say a dog can change the way you see the world. I see the world through Lady, and Lady and I do everything together.
That's just
Thank
so
you so
beautifully
much for
said.
sharing your story. It's so true.
And Lady was raised in a prison, so she went from prison to Hollywood.
And look at her.
How about that for a
I
story?
mean, exactly right. There's a journey
American
to
dream.
Hollywood. Yeah, no
I want to
kidding right
remind
there.
everybody,
Yes.
when there is a working dog, as much as you want to and I want to every time, just please do not pet them. That's so important.
Okay.
And they know that they're not supposed to be pet as well. Yeah.
They
But,
get the big sign.
I know you do want to
You do
cuddle her,
want
don't
to.
you?
So cute. Thank you so much,
adorable.
Dawn.
Thank
you
Lady
for
as
having
well.
me.
Thank you.
Well, next up is Lori Wells with Piglet, and they are winners of the Search and Rescue category. Lori, there you guys are. Come on in here, Piglet. Oh,
Look at
say
Piglet's
hi.
eyes.
Look at Piglet's eyes. It's beautiful. I know,
Unbelievable.
absolutely. Now, Lori, you and Piglet were recently deployed to the Campfire Fires in Paradise, California, doing incredible work there. That's just one of the many ways that Piglet has helped out. Tell us a little bit about the incredible stuff that Piglet does.
Gazing at her.
Well, Piglet is specifically trained for human remains detection, which is just as important as finding someone alive.
Of course.
You know, families need answers. They just need those answers. So that's what she does. She's certified on land and in water, so she can find drowning subjects as well. And Paradise was overwhelming, more than we even expected that we were going to get involved in, but she did very important work to find out if there were still people there, or they luckily got out safe.
Yeah, and she's been doing this a while too, done many different sort of tours of duty, if you would say. Right, she's pretty busy and has helped and saved a lot of people. So thank you. Look at that. It's too bad she's not too connected with you.
What kind of dog is Piglet?
Piglet is a Catahoula leopard dog, which is the state dog of Louisiana. Aren't you?
Oh, she loves you.
Totally connected. So, and yes, I mean, it's all volunteer work. It's important work, and she loves it.
All
sure
of
she's
this is
fulfilled.
important work.
Beautiful.
All of these doggies do very important
Yes.
work. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Absolutely.
Just like our next doggie and his dad, it's Deputy John Forlenza with Dax, and they are the winners
Hello.
of the law
Dax.
enforcement
Here.
category.
Hello, all.
John,
Sit. Push
law
out
enforcement
there.
and arson
Sit.
category,
Yes.
actually.
Some resume this Dax
morning.
has.
I mean, now this Dax is quite the German Shepherd.
Stay.
He's
I
a
think
big
so,
boy.
but I'm biased.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, how much does Dax weigh?
He goes about 95 pounds.
Oh, he looks stronger than that even. So, John, what are some of Dax's major accomplishments? And there are so many.
I think his major accomplishments thus far have been finding people. He loves the scent work, so locating people, whether it be fleeing felons, which is a significant part of his job, but not just that. We have subjects with dementia and certainly children that have wandered off from their homes that Dax has been successfully, tracking, air scenting, or trailing in order to locate them. So that by far is his most significant accomplishment because he's saved a lot of lives there.
And hasn't he tracked and actually apprehended over 70 suspects that us humans could not find?
It's increased since the spring. So I mean, he's still out there actively working. So it's closer to 100 now, which we're very proud of. I mean, he loves his job. He's actually a very type A dog, loves to work.
He loves it.
So it's certainly up there. But he's a cross-trained dog. So not only is he out there looking for people to locate them, whether they be good or bad, but he's taking narcotics off the street. To date, he's been responsible for seizing over 20 kilos of illicit drugs. You're talking heroin, cocaine. So he's been very successful there. And then the money that comes along with that, where he's been successful also of taking, roughly $900,000 of cash off the street as well.
They don't call them hero dogs for nothing, right?
No.
I mean, this
and
is
how
amazing.
old is he?
He's 5 years old, so he's been doing well. He's still a young dog, and we've got a lot of working.
More work to do, Dax.
Right. And look at those ears. I love you, Dax.
We could just have you kind of slide over a little bit down,
try,
make a little bit room for our seventh category winners, Antonio Murillo and Alice, along with Antonio's mom, Tara here, winner of the service category. Antonio, you were the victim of a drive-by shooting 4 years ago. You've had multiple brain surgeries since. How has Alice helped you out with that?
I mean, she helps with my seizures. If I'm about to have one, she alerts.
And she can tell that there's a shift in your chemistry, your body chemistry, and knows that a seizure's coming. Is that right?
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
How can dogs know? How can they sense that?
It's absolutely incredible. She actually alerts 15 minutes prior to a seizure every time. She's never once missed a seizure. She's saved his life multiple times. The right side of his cranium has an artificial skull, so if he hits the ground, it can be instantly fatal. So she's a huge, she's his lifeline.
How does she alert you 15 minutes before?
She whines, like she's whining now from his anxiousness to be here. She whines, but she also hits me now. I try to explain to her that she doesn't have to assault me to tell me, but it is what it is.
So is that why you know the whining we hear now versus the whining if a seizure was on, or what? You can feel, you're starting to be able to communicate well back and forth a little?
Well, her whining stays the same, but we've had her for 3 years, so, and I know him like the back of my hand, so I'm able to tell, hey, something's up. I need to pay attention to what's going on with him. Antonio has telltale signs. The right side of his brain starts to swell, and he turns completely pale white before a seizure starts to come on. He not only has epileptic seizures, he also has episodes that basically his brain is tired and it shuts down on him. And he goes into a seizure-like form for about 45 minutes on and off. So it's very frightening, and she alerts every time in and out.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
I mean,
Thank you,
these animals
all of you.
are so
They're all heroes. Just know that on Saturday night.
Well, that's why you're already you're already winners, right? You're already heroes, everybody. This is fantastic. To hear more about these amazing stories, be sure to watch the 2019 American Humane Hero Dog Awards on October 21st at 8, 7 Central, right here on Hallmark Channel. I feel so honored to be in your presence.
Me too.